brought lights out and away we go. Looks like a good start from Julian already. Pretorius on the outside. Danny going having an interesting look on the inside, but everyone's slotting in behind already. A little bit of a touch between Gary and Hobo that was, but everyone's going to so that was a very well behaved start there. Rob's getting through the divisions actually on Luigi and Don. Very good action now. Now, speaking of a lunge, that is Luigi. He sticks his nose in there. I don't know if he didn't have the ball right so good. I guess it was fine again. So, what is Hugo's gonna do? Hugo's gonna do it on Luigi. Sends it down the inside on his medium tires. They're running side by side and no contact made with the wall for Luigi. Still side by side up there.
Light Cruise as well.
He's got him. Light Cruise.
On the inside of Light Cruise.
Oh my God, what are you doing? Absolute send. That was a great move.
Yeah.
Oh, you are kidding me, Copy he's come all the way and now, oh no, it ends the contact. It ends in half disaster, half tears, a little bit of laugh cry. Oh, that is maximum laugh cry as Copy and Hugos come together towards the end to Danny now.
Danny's about to send it.
Around the outside, nice lunge, just about avoids as he oversteers here and
Hugo spins out.
Copy gets another penalty though. Copy's now passed into P4 on track, but I don't know how the penalties are looking. Still, I mean Danny is still very close. Oh, Julian, by the way, maybe worth mentioning, he's kinda potentially finished the race.
He has indeed finished. Hello. Well, technically, this is Terra's not here, but I'll try my best to fill his shoes. But yeah, yeah. Well, I want the better accent. Well, my accent's probably not as good as Terra's. Actually, I mean, I do admit I do like Terra's voice a lot. He sounds very more. Well, it sounds. it's like the British accent. You've got where I come from, it was voted worst accent in the UK. So I think that answers enough questions. But oh god, it's like you have a very accent how I've described it before, but it's not really what I want to say on stream. But anyway, let's get into it. So as we start down into the final 12 minutes, where most of the grid's on hard tyres, so the only people that are on the opposite strategies are Max, who set it up on the mediums, and then Overspeed, Mad Mike, SLR, Ocean Chief all out on the softs at the minute. But from looking at tier 2 and tier 3 race earlier in the week, it looks like the guys on the mediums and on the hards have been the ones who prevailed. But yeah, it's been a mixed strategy so far with tier 2 on Wednesday, where there was a lot of safety cars, but it's still, again, it proved that the medium tyre was the top tyre to be on at the start of the race, and it looks like most of the tier 1 guys have gone for that strategy. As Jensen sets to 1:17.7 on the hards, which is a pretty good lap for this stage of qualifying. So we'll see how this progresses, and yeah. Right.
Timo, we can't hear you on stream. Just Adam.
Thanks, Joe.
I'll leave now.
Right. Right then. Oh,
Well, I mean, that happens when you update your drivers and for some reason then it doesn't register your audio anymore. Yeah, I'm sorry.
it's alright. Everyone's been able to hear me apparently, but no one's been able to hear you. So I
Yeah,
look like
I am at fault for this accent talk. It was all my idea. I brought it up.
I mean, I look like a dimensional one guy who's talking to himself. Hears the voices in his head.
The voices in my head want me to talk about my accent.
Yes! But anyway, just get back to quality quickly. Copy is now put it on pole with a 117.4 on the hards, which is again a really great lap. But Julian just beats that with a 3.91 on the hards. But again, these laps are brilliant because compared to like other guys, the mediums, I think it was about a tail in 116 or like a a 116.3 would probably be what I expect from the tier 1 guys. But speaking of what we were saying about Gary before, he's made the jump from tier 2. He joined halfway through last season. I think it was a Belgium, then he's been gradually working to go assists, and he's actually, you know, showing how much like potential he's got. And I mean, it kind of sets like a model example for a guy under the drivers like try and follow. So it's good on him that he's actually been able to compete with the top guys in this league. But so far we've got Julian, who's currently rounding off the top of this grid with 10 minutes to go, but we'll see what happens. Many things can happen on this track, but I'm not sure if there's going to be any rain in the final parts qualifying or in the race. So it doesn't look like taking the fact that everyone's qualifying on the hards, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I assume the weather conditions is gonna be like something very standard, kind of what you would expect, because no one's doing funny things in the strategy. I assume those on softs probably forgot to go harder on the tires, or I just aren't sure what the right strategy is. At least that's my guess here. Go on.
I was gonna say, even though the weather looks pretty typical, it just looks like it's pretty usual for England at the beginning, grey. But Hungary, it hasn't even rained. I don't think it's even rained that much. Actually, in real life on there, as we have a yellow flag, and I think that's just.
And JJ puts it in provisional pole, but he's on the medium, so he's done a 17.1, which is a decent lap, but I expect the likes of Julian Copy to beat it. They're already very close on the hards, but still, NJJ gets himself on the board early with the mediums. Maybe he's just, checking the water. Maybe he can go out later on the softs and aim at like P11 or P12 or something, and get that advantage going and still start on the mediums. Maybe that's something he's looking for, and that's why he's gone out on mediums so early. It's just speculation, we'll see.
Yeah, but as Julian spins it, I think he was on a flying lap and he's lost it coming out of the end of sector 2. So Julian is pulling over to the side of the road. I think that's just as Pretorius goes P2, but I'd say that's net P1 with a 117.345. So the times are beginning to drop as we progress into the final 7 minutes of qualifying. As
Gary puts it in provisional pole on a 16.9. Good lap time, just about beating his teammate NJJ. He's the first to break into the 16s, but he's also one of the first on the mediums.
I mean, I was just going to sing Break On Through to the Other Side by Queen then, as he's the first person to break through that barrier into the 116s. Okay, I'll see myself out of the door now, with that terrible pun. But, there ain't really much more to say apart from that when we'll start seeing the medium runners coming in around about now to start challenging these guys. But I think the guys from P3 down to P6 Light Cruiser that's not a good lap on the mediums from him, and they'll be looking to improve. Like the guys Icewind, Pretorius, Copy, Julian have probably all got a really good chance of victory today if they can improve on their hard laps, even though they are pretty good at the minute. But we'll see, because there's not going to be a chance that we are actually going to be able to escape a safety car race for once. So yeah, we'll get on it.
This grid once again looks pretty stacked today. If you have a look at the side, I mean, it's just of those hard runners, I'd say reaching all the way down to Popo, and even Danny, and even yeah, it doesn't end. I mean,
Well,
it's such a stacked grid once again, which will make it very exciting. Probably the favorite is probably gonna be Julian, but and yeah, I think he took the championship lead last time out. He'll look to try and improve on that, but he'll have to work for it. And Pretorius is showing him that he'll be one that Julian has to beat first, as he is just about ahead in quali. Tipsy Bob just started his first flyer on a medium tire in qualifying.
yeah, I expect Tipsy with the back end gets a bit away from him there going into turn 3, and I think that's. Yeah, the look of the green helmet is not with him at the moment, so he needs to hope for that look and get back, and we'll see how the Bob actually gets on it as we enter the final 5 minutes. But the two Red Bulls still sitting pretty nice on top with 5 minutes to go. I know they're on the mediums, but we'll see how Pretorius, Julian, and those guys react, because, well, actually, speaking of that, Icewind is out on mediums, and so is Light Cruiser. Light Cruiser is currently on a lap, but it looks like he's out of ERS, but I'm not too sure how he's doing as he comes around the final turn now. Let's see if Light Cruiser can improve. And
bit of a slide there, I think, and he's gonna come across the line. P6 previously, and he's gonna improve, but not by much, and stays in P6.
yeah, it was only by 1/10. I think he might have made like a little mistake out on the track, and yeah, it's cost him a little bit, but we'll see. But speaking of that, the guys down from P4 to P6, well, P4 and P5 is Julian and Copy are both gone out on medium, so I think that's where the battle for pole lies, and Julian is going to know he's going to have to extend that championship battle, well, championship lead, but Copy is really close to him in terms of his pace, so let's see how this falls down. But we do have there's all these yellow flags. I think it's just everyone coming back, and I've honestly fallen for it. Oh, it's one of the alphas. Icewind.
Icewind. That's not good, because now he's either going to start out of the top 10 or he's going to start on hards. You don't really want either.
I'm not sure what happened. I just saw his dot going straight off the track. So that was a bit weird, but that could prove costly. But I think now Copy is going to start his final assault P1, and let's see how he does as he rounds the final turn now. So Copy hits the ERS and starts his assault for P1. Gary's a second, but Gary's also on a lap, so let's see how these guys can respond. Ooh, Gary has a bit of a twitch coming out of turn 3, but Copy now doing that. So I'm just going to have a quick look at Gary, and let's see what his sector times compare. So Gary is, well, he's not really that much up compared to his lap, but he's an advantage. Copy now coming out of turn 4 as he comes down to the first sector marker, and Copy is 2 temps up, so Copy already improving on his time. He's gonna probably gain a lot more time as we come through.
Yeah, especially in sector 2, as that's a very technical sector, and you rely a lot on mechanical grip in that sector.
Yeah.
So the mediums are gonna be more of an advantage in that sector compared to sector 1 or something. You can see how much you can attack that compared to the first run, and he's going to come across the second sector. Splitting, he's already 7 tenths up, so he gained half a second in that second sector, which is really good. Cuts it tight here, and the last.
Sorry, Julian is also improving on his lap. He's 2 temps up, so depends who's going to cross the line first. Gary's abandoned his lap, by the way, as Copy now comes around the final turn, and that's it. As Astro Boys puts it on pole with a 1:16.70, but Copy responds straight away with a 1:16.3 on the hards, but on the mediums, I mean, as Danny puts it, people. Yeah, and
Julian's gonna come across the line. I think he's gonna be behind Copy, and he is by very little. Improves by a second, or almost a second, and Copy's just about jumped him here, but with a cooldown lap, I think all of them are going to be able to go out again. Gary's positioned reasonably well. Danny is struggling a little bit behind in P5. Pretorius probably botched his lap a little bit up. He's going to look to improve on that.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, Wow, I'm just going to keep an eye on Wow because Wow's about to start his lap, so I expect Wow to challenge these guys as well. So let's see how he does as he comes around the final turn now. And oh god, I said und. Not, I'm turning German already. As he starts now, he's assault. So let's see how he does because I think he's on the outside bets are actually getting on as Hugo's goes third. So that is a great lap. Great lap by Hugo, so 1:16.6, and he's only 3 attempts off Copy and Julian, so that's a great one. But we'll see how Wow does because he's in contention as he comes along. The camera angle's really crap, and
mine is good. It's the onboard.
I'm just like watching the helicopter and the sound's completely broken. So yeah, he's on board now as he comes to tackle this as was anyone. Popo goes 5th with a 1:16.8, but just keeping an eye on Wow as now he comes on. Yeah, as you can see as well, Wow attacks his corner. He comes up now. He goes into 6th, and he drops down to 5th because he gives that stability. But he looks like he went a bit wide on the edge there. He's a second up, but that's going to put him into. He's going to put him into P3. This is going to be pretty close from Wow, and let's see where he puts him. Jensen retires. Jensen is where's Jensen?
Yeah, he's third. I mean, he retired because he's done his lap. So now Wow comes across the final corner, and I think he might actually put it on the front row, and he doesn't only put it on the front row, he puts it in the top spot for now. But Julian and Copy's not gonna improve, as he has parked his car at the side of turn 5. Julian hops over that curb a little bit. It looked a little rough, that ride, but maybe it is quick.
Sorry, Pretorius is coming across the line now, but that does not look. Oh, he does improve P5. Great lap by Pretorius as well.
Oh, Julian, you're not going to improve like that, and it looks, yeah, he is abandoned as well. So, Wow looks like he's going to be on pole, and the only one who could theoretically do anything about it is Popo Gamers. He's still on a lap.
Yeah,
but he abandons, so it is actually Wow on pole, just ahead of Copy and Julian, and on a track like Hungary, where, I mean, DRS is strong here, but it's not comparable to the likes of Hockenheim or Austria, where we've been to recently, where the DRS train just carries you by like half a second every single lap. It's not quite as good here, and overtaking is pretty rough, so the track position matters, so it's very important for Wow to be on pole, and very good job from him.
Yeah, I mean, Wow, again, I was going to say wowing us with his absolute performance there. I need to stop with these puns because they are terrible. But
oh yeah, I've not done them 4,000 times.
Oh, but as we watched him, Wow takes pole, Copy and Julian in P2 and P3. Jensen actually I think he's actually come back from a break in P4. Great lap from him. Pretorius, Hugo's P6, Astro Boy and Popo P7 and P8. That's the OPs that are working for Astro Boys pretty well. And Gary and Danny ran in at the top 10.
Yeah,
and all these guys.
It's interesting to see the performance differences because you've got 17 cars with normal setups and the Mercedes on Astro's 111 setup. So that's I mean Pretorius is not running it because he complained recently, but theoretically it's 17 spec cars and the Mercedes.
17 spec cars and the Mercedes. Okay, I mean we'll see in this race how this stood. Hang on, is Astro Hungarian? So if it is his home race,
is Hungarian, but I think he lives in Romania and he gets mocked for it.
Right. Okay. Well, anyway, this is his home performance. I expect we expect to see something special.
Yeah, I want to see Astro do well in the Magyar Grand Prix.
I can't. What is the Magyar? Oh god, I can't say that.
I can't even say. Revo tried to give me a course on how to say it for like 5 minutes and then he gave up, and called me some Hungarian swear word. Anyways.
Yeah. Ooh, sorry. Ooh, are we actually live? Sorry, I can't find it on my phone for some. Oh, yes, we are live. Sorry, I couldn't find it on my phone, so I was actually going to try and check the chat. So there we go.
Joel just felt that I was not talking. That's it.
sorry, I was just actually checking the chat, so there we go. At the minute, it's just there we go, calling it now. Right then, the board. If you're calling it, who's gonna win, or who do you think is gonna round out the top 3? I'll set you that challenge. But we also have Neff, Luke, and Van, and yes. To be honest, I'm not going to make any predictions at the minute because
Oh, I was gonna force you to do it.
What forced me to do it? I'm going to say the safety car is going to win this race with the amount of times it's coming out.
I think the safety car might have the most laps in the lead, but it's also a Mercedes, so it might as well spin out in 111 wings. Anyways, no, this is not H-Tar, the safety car is not gonna crash.
Yeah, but if I had to put on a chance for a win, I am going to go for... Wow, I'm going to say Wow. I know he's on the front row, just with Julian and Copy. I think they are going to put up a good challenge for us. I think Wow is going to have that pace just to edge them out, but anything can happen around this track with the safety car, but so I'm not even going to count out anyone top 10 winning. So we'll see. And actually, I'm gonna set you that. I'm setting you that challenge now. You've got to turn before the lights come out. Who's it gonna be?
I am saying it's gonna be Julian from WoW and then Copy, or maybe Jensen on the podium. I don't know. I have a sneaking suspicion that Julian is gonna play his hand right and then maybe come through with an undercut or something of the sort and get himself up there. I think he's shown in the past, for example in China, that he's willing to play this this game of hanging back, taking the DRS and then strike when it counts. And I think it's worked well for him, so I think it's gonna go to Julian. But that's just my prediction, and I would enjoy a camera angle. That's a camera angle.
So the lights are about to go out. I was about to do the lights, and away we go. And we get the camera angle actually changes. So by the look of it, Wow gets a good start. Actually, no, Copy pulls away well. Copy's alongside in Julian. Jensen's coming up onto the inside of Julian as we go into turn 1. Jensen gets past Julian going into turn 1, so we're away. Copy actually breaks away into the lead. Wow went a bit wide, and Jensen's looking very feisty, so Copy's got the move done as Julian goes around the outside. Now it's coming to turn 3 as we have a bit of it. 3 cars going wide and one of the Mercedes actually going off, and Astro Boys up to P5 as we have contact.
We lose Pretorius!
And that was contact between him and
that's a safety car.
We have a safety car already.
Oh, that was a disappointment, to be honest. Yeah, I don't quite know what happened there, but I saw that there was a little bit of a tangle up between, I think, Gary and Pretorius.
It was Popo and Pretorius.
Okay.
There was 3 cars going wide. It was like P6, and then Popo and Pretorius got pushed out wide, and Popo made contact with Pretorius and they just both went. Popo does have wing damage and is still running, but that's killer for Pretorius, and then you thought everyone got out, but for Wow, I'm not going to say this is a bit of a reprieve, because under the safety car, it's always been generally, if you can get a good slipstream, you're always going to take that position back into turn 1. But Pretorius, one of the Mercedes already gone, that's going to hurt them big time. And Pretorius was looking really good around this track, so absolutely unfortunate for him. But let's see what some of these guys do. But I was going to say some of them might pit, but it's going to be way too early. Well, there's no point of actually pitting now, because if you're going to make that media, it's Ocean Chief pits.
Oh, okay. I expect Popo to pit, yeah, and he does. If I was Popo, I'd probably go for the hards now and then just drag him and get the softs at the end. Probably what I'd do.
This is stupid, but I believe if he can pit for the hards now, there was a tier 2 race in DMR. Someone won on 27 lap of mediums.
Huh.
So if Popo can play his cards right and hope for that many safety card, he may be able to do last to first. But I'm not gonna say if that will work or not, but we shall tune in and find out as Mad GRL Madik leaves the session, so lost.
Has Astro just passed Yugos?
No, he'd already done that. Astro gained 3 positions on the start. It was a really good start.
Jensen! Getting a 5-second penalty, and yeah, I'm afraid that's not gonna be taken off. You have to be careful on the safety car. But Copy has done everything he needed to do. I mean, the championship fight between Copy and Julian is very much on, and Copy has gotten a very good start, and he's already brought himself, or he's put a pacey Renault between himself and his championship challenger Julian. So
Yes.
Copy's done what he needs to do.
Oh.
Now he needs to go from here.
Oh, so Timo, have you got the tyres on, by the way? Sorry, he's just asked us for the tyres.
I've got the tyres there.
Thank you. Yes, oh, actually, no. Hang on, you got the tyres on now?
I've got the tyres
Oh.
on there. I'm just being memed by a very ungrateful YouTube live audience. Just saying. Who said it? Was it? Oh no, Tipsy's driving. Can't be him.
Why? I will not give the name of this person, but
You
like I
really
say,
want me to
thank you
pull
very
up
much.
my mobile and look?
What is it? I don't even know what's on your whatever you was doing on your mobile phone. Do not put it on the stream, okay?
Huh?
Just leave it.
Huh?
Yes.
No,
Huh?
I meant I was gonna look at the chat and see who is oh nice, Mad Mike apparently leading this race, which is good, which is very good considering the fact that he is driving in P15 or something.
I mean, he somehow managed to jump 15 cars in, well, at the space of
the
one.
safety car, which is pretty impressive. I mean, and he didn't even get DQ'd. Why are Astro and Gary fighting? This makes lots of sense. And why is Astro behind Hugo?
I don't know what. Maybe because there was racing and Astro's actually been jumped by Hugo's, because you don't have to overtake the safety car gets right. So Astro actually might have lost out to Hugo's, which, if that's the case, Hugo's done that really well. So we shall see. Yeah, it was Mad Mike. Is it Matt? No, it's Matt, not Mad Mike. I don't know how you pronounce the name, but in Make, I think it's Make, has had connection issues according to himself. So that's really unfortunate, but. He can get back. It's Ocean Shift gets a 5-second time penalty for exceeding track limit. Oh, that's going to be absolute killer. The old man already been defeated by the bugs in this game, so we're not even halfway through, and well, we've already had 2 major penalties. As what the hell? Oh, the lobby's broken.
What is going on?
Oh no! I know what. Oh god! I know this happened. What the? Oh, hang on. It's worked. This happened in DMR Tier 3. The safety car came out, and because it took over everyone, it disqualified everyone from the race. So, this isn't the first thing, but it looks like we've actually been able to avoid it.
Oh dear!
Oh god, are we actually away racing now?
Yeah, Copy is gonna... Oh, Julian already... Why is Julian behind Jensen anyway? Well, Julian passes Jensen...
Spin Alas! Danny spin Allah!
Oh no, the Ferrari! I don't manage to catch him, but he's gonna have to redirect his car anyways, up front. Oh yeah, Mad Mike totally up front.
Yeah, I mean, so
Oh
it's going to
wow!
Whoa,
Wow, it's a massive tank slap, almost catches off Jensen, but now Julian gets Jensen on the inside. Maybe no, Jensen manages to brake later, so he's still ahead of his fellow Dutchman. I don't quite know how he got there, but he's holding on to that position. He's gonna be an annoyance to Julian for sure. Now Julian may be into turn 4, but he thinks better of it, which is good because usually side-by-side action doesn't go well there. I
was about to say he's literally just held onto his schnitzel, but he's not German.
I mean, Paul must be holding on to his schnitzel after that half spin.
Okay, fair enough. We're using that context, but yes. Tipsy gets a what?
Mad Mike is behind him, and Mad Mike is in P1.
Oh no, Tipsy's disconnected. Tipsy's
no, Tipsy's ghosted because the game thinks he's being lapped by Mad Mike. Because Mad Mike has plugged himself into the lead. So the game thinks he's leading, so the game thinks he's slicing through the field and collecting all these back markers.
Mad Mike is still in the game. God, what the hell's going on with this lobby? But as I watch it, sorry, Bascadino gets around the outside of Max Sprint.
Oh, Julian has actually passed Jensen here, sorry. Yeah, he's done it on the main straight, I assume, which is, yeah, the one place where you can't really make overtakes. I assume it was just a simple DRS move, but the problem about Mad Mike's car is, if things are gonna go on like that, it's gonna give everyone penalties. Because...
Yeah. I've never seen anything like.
Yeah, that's a new bug to me.
Yeah, it looked like, I mean, the safety car firstly cocked it all up, but then Mad Mike's screwed it up. Well, not Mad Mike, I mean Cody's being Cody, screwed it over again. But also, yeah, Light Cruiser and Gary are going into side by side into the chicane, and Light Cruiser gets past it. That was a brilliant move by Light Cruiser going into that turn. But yeah, that was great racing. I just don't record it, but he's past Gary into P8 as Ice Wing on the curb. Ice Wing having to fight all the way back through this field on the hards, but he's doing a great job so far, and he's actually in a good position inside the top 10. He's going to be able to go for longer, but
Yeah, if there's gonna be a safety car, Icewind profits because, I mean, he can drag these tires as long as he wants to. My theory, personally, is the game thinks Mike is leading, and because he's somewhere in the pack, the safety car wanted to wait for him, which is why it got stationary, and it only got going as soon as Mad Mike caught up to it. That's my theory.
I mean, if Mad Mike's 1 minute 13 seconds ahead with 7 laps in, this guy should be in esports, no questions asked. Not
Yeah, he
quite
shouldn't
too
be.
sure.
It would make esports boring because he's just too quick.
Well, anyway, well, technically he should be doing the CF event next against Limitless and Navara, but we'll see. We'll try and contact his availability. But regardless, what position does that actually put him net in? So he should actually be in P11, but he gets his tank slapper. Is he in P11? Yes, he should be in P11. But as we ride on, Copy is still leading, and Wow following in closely. Julian starting to form a bit of a gap, but it seems to be like a separate train now that's stuck behind Light Cruiser, with the top 7 being split off as Gary now. He's actually Gary's starting to struggle a little bit, and this is allowing Icewind to keep up a nice little gap to him as they come around the final sector. And JJ also right on the back of Icewind as Gary, both of these Red Bulls getting held up by the other Red Bull. Actually, I'm saying both Red Bulls, I mean Icewind and JJ being held up by Gary, and JJ gets a bit wide and puts him in a bit of a compromising position.
Yeah, and also NJJ gets ghosted because the Haas is behind him. I'm afraid he'll also get a penalty, and I don't know how we're gonna deal with them because that's not how it's supposed to be working.
Yeah, I mean, what's going on at the minute is clearly not that.
Oh, Astro drops all the way to. Is that a lag? Oh! No, he's just in a huge scrap, and I think he's just dropped all these positions. He's behind Popo in P16, so Astro clearly struggling despite the OP setup.
Yeah, I mean, as Van says, should make space right now, but yeah, but look at Copy got hit by the safety car, according to that, so yeah, hang on, did Copy actually get a penalty? Sorry, I'm just going to check the penalties because I haven't actually seen who.
Wait, does Copy have a right? Okay, yeah, he does have an end plate. Honestly, I think Mad Mike needs to be called out of the race. I mean, it's not his fault, but he's not in a championship fight or anything. But I mean, Tipsy's already got a penalty, and the others are going to get penalties as well, and it's like, we can't have that.
I was going to say, well, maybe the best option would be just to remove them after the race, but the FIA will have to make that decision because as long as it goes on. Oh, as Astro locks up and Mush goes into the back of Popo, but there's a nice little train here, and well, this is Overspeed's currently holding up Popo and Astro, and Popo will be looking to try and get past Overspeed in the first turn, and Overspeed forces him wide. He goes that was pretty close, and Popo takes him into turn 1. Overspeed is lagged as Astro lags speed in turn 1. Now look, oh, Astro, what
what's going on? Oh, that with a penalty, and Astro just had a very he hugged Overspeed's car here, I think, and now is he gonna actually go to the outside? No, he's not. Oh, Overspeed goes into the side. Oh, this is wonderful. I love everything about this. Oh, yes.
I mean, boy, they can get pretty. Oh my god! I was gonna say, I don't know what. Well, technically, we may be on the wrong website with the actions of these cars at the moment.
Yeah.
He kind of piled.
I mean, if I was watching this at work, I'd feel ashamed.
We've just seen a pile driver and then the bouncing up and down, but he's done it again! Oh god, okay, I shouldn't really open my mouth because that literally just happened. But
cool. Oh,
We'll
Julian, no, Copy is actually attacking WoW for the lead right now. Julian goes a little bit, or is WoW attacking Copy?
Gary's disconnected by the look of it. Or is he
Oh,
ghosting?
but there's a fight for the lead. We're going to turn 2, and Copy carries it around the outside. His car gets a little bit slidey, so that's going to cost him momentum. But he is still ahead of WoW as NJJ drops down the order. He's spun out of turn 1, but we can't really pay attention to that because up front there's still a fight for the lead. As WoW is a little. I mean, he looks like he's a little bit quicker than Copy for now, but he just can't find the way through. Hungary's just very narrow track apart from that massive start-finish straight where you can definitely get past. It's always tough to pass here, and WoW is gonna find that out as he tries to get Copy out of P1.
Yeah, I mean these guys are fighting for the podiums at the minute, and Hugo's he's just backed away from them, but these guys show why they are in a championship battle and proving that's the highest quality at the moment. But WoW is getting right onto the back of Copy, and we'll see how he does. Copy now, WoW's actually, apparently they've all got 100% ERS, yes they do, sorry I thought that was a bug, but Copy now turns it on, but WoW gets DRS, Julian gets DRS, so is WoW going to take Julian, well WoW going to take Copy down to turn 1. Copy goes inside line, WoW goes around the outside, and WoW's going to stick to this outside line, and he goes, and there's a yellow flag, I'm not too sure who it's for, but WoW comes down the inside, he's trying to get past, is he going to get past? Copy forcing the outside.
A little bit of really contact, close. And I think he might have got it actually there side by side through turn 3, but Copy's still ahead, and now Julian is interested. Are we going to get 3 white? No, we're not, luckily. 2 white though, and Copy keeps it in
Julian!
Oh
god, this is really close. Yes, WoW is definitely holding on to his schnitzel now. Also, Icewing gets a 3-second time penalty. Great racing by these guys. This is really close. So, but Copy, is he burning through his DRS? DRS? No, he's not. He's actually keeping his DRS really good. This is great, racecraft with these guys. What this is allowing is Hugo's to catch up to this train. He's way closer than he was before. So Hugo's is going to hope WoW can keep this up because Hugo's is 1 second adrift this train, but we'll see. Now they come around again, will WoW be able to have another go at Copy? But Julian looks like it's way close. WoW now was we come around into the final turn as again WoW hits into ERS mode 4 and Copy does the defensive. Copy's gonna try again, but WoW he takes the same line to defend. WoW tries to go down the inside.
Ooh, he sticks behind. Maybe he tries to get a better run out of here. But I think Copy is safe for this lap at least. But WoW certainly got a little bit closer once again.
Yeah, he's getting like right on the edge here, and he's doing so. Also, Danny and Ocean. A bit of news. He's Ocean Chief in the Alp area. Danny's got past over speed.
It's over speed, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, the bloody lag's confusing me at the minute, but right, these guys are getting really close. You can't take your eye off this battle as we watch this at the minute. And WoW and Copy, as Danny gets the time penalty, but you can't take the eyes off the battle. You've got, I think this could be decided under the pit stop. Whoever pits first, the undercut round this track is immensely powerful, so it just depends how long these guys carry on. But I think they'll probably keep going to about lap 16, so we'll see.
No, I think we're gonna get like an undercut in like maybe even this, but also.
Speak of that,
Copy! Wow.
Yes. Well, is it commentator's curse? One does act, but maybe that's a little too early.
I don't know. It's fine.
Goals. Gary gets blue flags again. Really? Sorry, this game is.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, Mad Mike can just disqualify people out of existence, and now you can see Gary's actually letting Mad Mike through. Because I mean, he must be absolutely confused as to what's going on here.
Yeah, but I mean, I really don't know. But as we'll have to get the FIA to deal with it. But we'll try and enjoy the racing while we can in the meantime. But we'll have to see out of WoW and Julian who's going to make the move first. The only bad thing about Copy, I think he's come out in a clear. He's come out behind a train, so maybe that's costly. But there's a yellow flag in sector 1.
Tipsy?
What?
Tipsy's off.
No.
Yeah, he spun at a turn 2. That is, and overspeed, Eisenberg get penalties. Someone we've actually not mentioned is the fact that Jensen's pitted really early for the hards. So he's on the 3-lap undercut on the others. I don't know where that's gonna put him, but towards the end of the lap, it's not gonna be enjoyable for him. I can tell you that.
I think he's kind of lost out. Sorry, I'm Sam. Where his gap from the leader is. Oh, I can't actually tell
Well,
that
his leader is Mad Mike. So
one lap ahead.
and Julian actually undercuts Wow here. So we're gonna see how Julian versus Copy is gonna play out.
Copy is coming out of the penultimate corner now and going to the final corner. So Copy's in this train. So let's see where this goes. Copy now is coming. Oh, he's actually done it. I think he might have done it. So Julian at the end of the pit line. I think he might have actually got ahead of Copy. No, he's going to be so close.
Oh no, he's got it for now. Now, yeah. I mean, that wasn't.
Danny goes wide.
It was just covering off the undercut. He's actually alongside Overspeed here. And Copy's made his way through, and if Overspeed is going to be a little bit of a roadblock to Julian now, then Julian will have a problem hanging on to Copy. He looks, oh my god, you can see how much Overspeed he's got on the Ferrari. As Overspeed probably gets a warning for that, but Copy not able to get away just yet. Does Julian do something ambitious into the chicane? Not really an overtaking spot, but he does it, and that was clean. Overspeed has to go wide though.
He had to make that move, otherwise he was going to get stuck. And he's done Julian there with technically a great bit of drive, also a great bit of balls to actually get past Copy. And now the thing is though, Copy's got an older lap, but there's pits now, so let's see how he does. But Julian had to get that done, and he did make it stick. But these guys now are coming out the final turn, and they are going to have DRS going into the final turn. So Wow's dropping now. Wow's coming out at the end of the pit lane. So let's see how this does. Wow, this is going to be really close. Wow is really close. Julian and Copy coming down the start string. That's right.
Oh, Wow. Copy on Wow.
Got ahead! Wow's got ahead!
He's got the inside line, and he keeps it ahead just about. But they are in the traffic of... oh, there's a Red Bull off. Copy maybe sends it. He doesn't. I think that's NJJ who spun there. In sector 3, and let's hope that doesn't bring out a safety car or anything. Yeah, no safety car. Wow, struggling to get past Bascadinho. The problem for Wow is the fact that he's got a penalty as well, but at least he's overcut his way ahead of Julian, so ahead of Copy. So now Copy is in the clutches of his championship rival Julian, and they're gonna have to fight it out on track. And Wow looks a little quicker than the others, but not able to get past Bascadinho in this tight section because, well, obviously. So Bascadinho gets a little bit sideways in the long right-hander here. Heads into the final sector, 2 corners to go, and then we're on the start-finish straight where I imagine Wow will pass Bascadinho, but Bascadinho will get DRS. Yugos is in the pits as well as Light Cruiser and Gary, and now on the inside line is Bascadinho here. Can Wow make an absolute... Oh yeah! That's stunning. He's pulled it off around the outside, but now maybe behind we've got Julian on Copy.
I mean, Wow's going to hope is that Bascadinho does not get passed by Copy because he can use him as a roadblock. As Copy or Julian's going to lose out here. Because Copy and Julian are both coming out as they need to clear Bascadinho, and Copy is doing that, but why? He
takes one, and maybe he takes 2. He's on the inside of Copy into turn 4, but he yields. That was gonna be an absolutely stunning move, but he thinks better of it, which is good. I mean, the race is 20 more laps, and it could have ended right there for Julian and Copy. So they live to fight another day.
What this is allowing but Hugo's to do is getting this battle, and he's got to clear Bascadinho now, but he's still being able to do it. But again, he needs to get past him. And also, let's say Ocean Chief is in following this pack. No, he's not. He's still on 13 full tyres. But I mean, the guy who's really lost out in the battle is Jensen. I don't get why he pitted so early. Maybe he had front wing damage we didn't know about, but it has cost him big time. But Wow sets the fastest lap as we carry on into the final stages of this race.
Yeah, it's been... I think... Oh! Julian on the inside of Copy. Is he gonna make it stick for P4 at the moment? But, okay, he's not quite getting it done. It is actually for Ned P1 if you count in the penalty for WoW and the pit stops of the others. And Julian on the outside of Copy. Here he's still got his nose in there, trying to get as much room as possible. But Copy knows it's his corner, right, so he just turns in and defends that position. The problem for Copy right now is can the defend?
Oh, Julian! That was proper Tokyo drift.
Oh yeah, he's
Sorry, Jen, to get the time penalty, but yeah, that
very
was
close to the edge. You can tell.
Yeah, he's probably going for him, man, at the moment, and I know how Julian does. When Julian's in the zone, he's always, you know, you see in other leagues, and especially in SLR, and the reason why he's leading the championship, he's taking those risks, but they are calculated, like the overtake on Bascadino and the overtake a few laps to go. It just shows us that he's doing that. But speaking of Bascadino, gets a 3-second time penalty. Yeah, he's just comes out the final turn now, but we'll see how he does coming as WoW makes a move on Popo, but again, so these guys may suffer a little bit, but because Popo's still on 15 lap, but oh, Julian skids again. He's getting all the time close to WoW, but he's just not being able to, you know, well, he's not being able to get close now because he just seems to be losing the car each time, and he may be just because he's getting a bit too much pressure, but I really don't see that affecting him. But again, Hugo's still a second adrift, and Hugo's could finish on the podium with the second penalty to WoW, but what the main advantage is here, WoW is the one who pitted the soonest, and he's the one who's out ahead of everyone. So it actually works in his favour. No. Sorry, I meant to say WoW pitted the latest, and Copy's the one who's lost out because of pitting those 2 laps earlier. So, and the pitting 2 laps earlier around here is a big thing because the tyre degradation around the track is horrible. As Tipsy and Gary go side by side, and Gary, the thing gets through. Yeah, no, Gary gets past Tipsy, but that really wasn't much of a battle.
Battle for Ireland swings into Gary's favour here.
Or depends if it's the south or the north. Actually, speaking Ocean Chiefs.
Okay, well, Popo pits, so that's why he tumbles down the order.
I was gonna say.
Going on.
Well, if we're on about honestly who's winning the Battle of Ireland, it's Ocean. It's Chief at the moment because he's the highest, but he's Northern Ireland, so I can't really say.
Tipsy though. Also, Northern Ireland is totally Ireland, and if you say something different, then Ocean Chief and Tipsy will have a nice word with you in a back room.
Well, technically a back room with a dimmed out light, put it that way. As Jensen get...
yeah.
Right, that is 3 times in a row now, and we are getting honestly sick of it, I was going to say. As Jensen retires...
Yeah.
Is he crashed? Or...
No, that was just a rage quit.
I don't... Yeah, sometimes it can take, you know, effects on these guys, and it's just really showing there, so...
Actually, by the way, Copy is 3.2 seconds adrift of WoW. So WoW actually now in the net lead as well, because he has got that... he's got that penalty against him, but it's only 3 seconds, so if you count that in, then he's 0.3 of a second ahead of Copy and 7 ahead of Julian. So WoW, even though he's got a penalty, if he keeps his pace up, it's going to be a little bit of a hot lapping session, and he is...
Oh, Julian dives into turn 1, goes side by side with Copy. That was really late, but Julian actually could get Copy here. Sorry, I didn't interrupt. But, oh my god, that was a really ballsy move. He stuck around the outside. Julian he's doing a Danny move. Yeah, I don't think he's going to get him there.
But maybe into turn 3, side pod. He goes into the side pod a little bit there. But he's still hanging on. Yeah, I think it's just the pressure of the situation, because Julian knows that WoW is getting away from the 2 of them. And I think Julian's quicker than Copy right now. So if he really needs to get ahead, he really needs to... take matters into his own hands if he wants to win that race, and he's not going to win it by staying behind Copy while WoW is 4 seconds ahead of him. He wants to close that gap by himself, but he can't as long as he's got a fat Williams in his face.
I was going to say, when you say take care of the driver, do you mean the take care or the take care of the driver?
It's up for discussion. I accept both.
I'm okay. Well, technically, service number 2. I was gonna say would cost, but in this case, we'll do for free. But anyway, yeah. I mean, he's still trying to break the DRS, and Copy is. This is not gonna do any help to these guys. Cause Wow has got the tire. He's not having to fight anyone. He's got 2 lap on the tires, and he's pulled out 4 seconds already. These guys fighting each other is not helping them one bit, and Jugos is just sitting behind them, just hoping they run into penalties. These guys fighting is honestly the best thing for Jugos. And Jugos can jump both of these guys because there's every chance they might take each other out with how hard they're fighting. But that's not going to be commentators' curse.
Oh, Julian! You can just tell how he is, like, he's just about on the edge. Very, very close to being over the edge. It's, some great driving, but, I mean, I think it's just hot lapping every single lap right now for Julian.
Yeah, I was gonna say he is hot lapping every single lap, but, that was like he looked like he was doing a half pipe on a skateboard around that track, but it looks like he's dropping back. I know it's not much, but he's dropping back enough that he's not being able to make a move in turn 1 and all that. Copy's able, keep him at bay, but I'm not going to trust my own mouth now. But he's going again, but maybe he needs to do the switchback going into turn 2, because look, Copy defends the inside line and then watch Julian. He's not really getting that distance, and he gains, but then just typically he loses it. And wow, he's pulling out half a second within that 1 lap. And oh my god, we're having yellow
for a Ferrari, and that is, I think, overspeed.
Yeah. Over speed, not really having the best race. I had a nice battle with him yesterday side by side, and is Danny glitching or is Danny left? Oh, Danny's a ghost.
Huh. Oh yeah, that's because he's around Mad Mike, so the game ghosts him because he thinks it's a lap down. That's how lapping works on this game.
I mean, sorry, I was gonna say sorry who the match esports ready, Mad Mike. But yeah, I thought he left the session, but no, he hasn't. Sorry, Astro Boys has got wind damage from somewhere, so Astro Boys still staying out, but really not doing much. But so if we're actually looking at the actual order of this race, Wow he's just pulling away so much. He's out so much. Julian and Copy. Icewind. Oh my god! Oh, I was about to say Icewind could have jumped out ahead of these guys. Icewind is in a very nice pocket and comes out ahead of Light Cruiser.
Yeah,
and
just about.
Yeah, I know just about, but he's on set.
Good. Very good. Now he can. Oh wait, Copy and Julian have apparently traded positions. Julian is so close to Copy, and he just doesn't get past him. I mean, for Copy, it's I think Copy knows that Julian has got the pace on him a little, so he knows if he lets Julian go, the chances are that Julian would get P1, but he himself, Copy, would only get P3. So he has to really do as much as he can to not let that points gap in the championship rip out by 10 points, and every second they lose to WoW is more in Copy's favor, I'd say, because I don't think he would win this at this point, but Julian is a little quicker behind him.
What's the actual championship standings?
I don't know them off the top of my head, but if I remembered correctly, I think that Julian just about passed Copy last time out in Monaco.
I shall check that right now, in terms of the results. Sorry if my voice has gone a bit dead, it's because maybe a bit too excitement at the start, and then we've got the, well, if you don't know about it, the video at the start was a video for a charity event that is happening right after this race in about an hour, and me and myself and Timo will be commentating it, but as Gary retires, sorry about that.
But that's in the pit lane, so he's just given up on life.
Yeah, the penalties might have taken its toll there, but again, yeah, we're doing it for a good cause in about an hour, but we'll see. But sorry, at the moment this battle is getting intense, and Julian, he's been stuck behind him for that long.
It's I almost expect. I mean, some of the OGs will have seen this. I expect something Assetto Corsa Hungary kind of to happen where I was fighting for the lead with Terra all the time with Yugos behind us, and then Terra made the one mistake of his career and killed me because he had so much overspeed on me and just like barely punted me, shoved me off the road. And I'm getting a feeling that this might happen here. I'm not trying to curse him or anything, but Julian looks terribly impatient after 20 laps or something, and now he makes the run for it. He's on the outside, he prepares the switch back, and now Copy's gonna be a little bit slower than him because he didn't get the great run. He's still got his nose just ahead and just on the inside, but maybe with a carried momentum around the outside. Julian!
He's got him!
He's got the inside from the next turn, and he's finally through! After all that lap, and now he's got 6.5 seconds, or 3.5 if you count the penalty, to close in on WoW in P1. And that's gonna be a tough task, but I think he might be able to do it.
I was going to say, that's honestly a mirror image of the same lap Triton overtook me on Thursday. And I think maybe Julian was feeling the same as Triton in that instance.
Yeah, maybe he said that Copy is impossible to race with because he's lagging so much for 15 laps straight. We don't know.
I mean, impossible.
No, I'm just quoting. I
was gonna say it's a great quote, but if we hear both sides of the story, the other guy was also getting lagged from the only other guy on the track, but we will not speak any more of it because I did enjoy that battle, and it was honestly a mirror image of what we've just seen now. It was both great racing and like, respect to Troy, and it was a great battle. I enjoyed it very much, and like Julian has just given us and Copy, a great battle over about 15 laps. But I think just because Copy pitted earlier as yellow flag.
Ferrari. Danny, no overspeed again.
Yeah, as well, he's just been that and completely lost it. But well, the thing is though, Julian.
Oh, Julian gets a penalty. That's huge. That puts him behind Copy and Yugos.
Oh God, Julian maybe.
And now he's actually 6.5 seconds behind. WoW. And if you keep an eye on the delta, it doesn't look like it's moving very much. So WoW might have just run away with this. Can you maybe check the warnings?
Yeah, I have.
Yugos.
Copy is one warning away from a penalty, and Hugo is also one warning away from a penalty.
Oh.
But okay, I was gonna say Icewind maybe, but he's actually a factor for falling even further behind just by the amount of penalties he's got. So we're looking at the top four at the minute, maybe the way how it finishes. But as we said, WoW is two more warnings away from a penalty. So how it is at the minute is kind of like it's still on a tie road in terms of how many penalties these guys are on. But we shall see in terms of that.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say,
so
in terms of,
sorry, go on.
I'll say in terms of the championship battle, Pretorius out of the race. WoW actually would close to within the win today 3 points of Pretorius in the championship battle, but Julian would extend his lead just by the virtue. Actually, no. If oh, Julian almost lost it. That was close.
He likes to do that in that corner, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's like 4 times I've seen him do it now. But anyway, what I was saying
was, he just tries to get your blood pressure up.
Yeah,
I mean, it
just
works.
with Copy, he would close the gap, but he needs to stay within that 3-second window of Julian, which he is doing at the moment. But who knows? I mean, Danny is the first to drift them, and it looks like it's going to be a three-way fight for the championship this race. But we shall see as Julian now comes around the final turn with 6 laps to go. With WoW in P1, I know it says he's in P2, but he is not. Julian and Copy rounding out the top 3. But look at this, Hugos is on back of them now. Hugos is actually in a great position, but he's on 3-lap younger tyres, and this looks like it is helping him a lot in terms of,
how far. Well, Copy is so close to dropping out of the DRS of Julian. And maybe Yugos can take advantage of that and get him with the DRS also. That would put Copy in a tough position. He needs to hang on by 3 seconds. But if he was to, be forced to fight off the Toro Rosso of Yugos, maybe he gets a warning, or maybe he just generally drops the ball on Julian as he has to relocate his focus elsewhere. Vascadini and Astro are actually fighting for quite some time now, but Astro, after losing a position, has lost like a second on Vascadini, so I think that was maybe something going on between the two, maybe just a mistake.
Yeah, I mean, it is, pretty close, but in terms of it, Icewind is actually closing in on the battle as well. Julian is pulling away, but we'll see in the end. But like Icewind, as much as he's the master of the strategy, the one thing that's always seems to be his downfall is always that he always just picks too many penalties, and it always catapults him out of the chance to actually be in that fight. And he can, I mean, like, it's always where Popo and gets past Popo and Light Cruiser are battling into turn 1. As Light Cruiser has to yield the position as Popo gets past Light Cruiser into P7. So there we go. Not much more happening at the moment on track, because I think we're not going to see any more battles at the minute, but I think it's safe to say WoW has won this race unless anything dramatic happens within the final 5 laps.
Really trying though to jinx him.
What? I was going to say trying to jinx him. Well,
Copy! He was riding Knife's Edge all the time. By the way, we've lost Astro. He is spun out of turn 1, but
Oh no, the 111 wings. God damn it.
Yeah, I don't think he was running him in the end, but maybe he should have. I don't know. So that promotes Yugos into a provisional P2.
Oh, Apple! NJJ spun on the last turn. I thought it was Gary. Sorry, NJJ has spun it on the final turn.
Yeah, Gary probably won't spin anymore in this race. Rest in peace, soldier.
Rip. But Mad Mike's lead is coming down pretty dramatically. He's only 49 seconds away from Julian now. But sorry, we're like looking at this Copy. I think that just about takes him out of reach of. That promotes Hugos into the podiums. So if Hugos keeps this position up, Hugos will finish on the podium. So Hugos doesn't really have to do anything for the last 5 laps. And speaking of jinxing,
has to do one thing though, and that is, two things actually. Not make the same mistake Copy has made, because I mean, with a slight misstep he gets himself a penalty. And the other thing is have a look into the mirror and figure out how to deal with Icewind. Like maybe let him pass and use him as a tow or something, because that's gonna, if he's gonna actively defend, he's gonna lose time on Julian, and he doesn't want to let Julian run away out of the 3 seconds.
Oh, sorry. If we actually watch, well, the thing is, he doesn't need to really battle him, because Icewind's got that many penalties. Mate, no, you guys to battle him. So if any of the 2S guys are watching, you might want to take a bit of advice and tell Hugos to let him through. But yeah, he makes the move regardless, and we have another yellow flag. I'm not too sure who for, but yeah, well, it's done. But we'll see it now as Julian is pulling out a gap, but it's honestly nothing, that's gonna do much in terms.
Icewind has passed Hugo. Well, I mean, that's that. So that has put Yugos into a little trouble. I imagine he's just about within 3 seconds of Julian, but maybe it will bounce back now, because Icewind is gonna. I mean, he's also quicker than Copy and. Who's that yellow flag for? It's a Ferrari. I guess it's overspeed again, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Okay, what I was trying to say, Icewind is gonna close up to Copy and Julian here, and if he can get them involved into a battle, then they might be in trouble and fall back into the clutches of Yugos, who does not have a penalty as of now. I think especially Copy is in danger of finishing behind Yugos, but maybe by extension Julian, if Yugos plays his pace and his cards right, and maybe if his pace is gonna hold, but he's almost a second behind Icewind already because Icewind's been absolutely pulling that lap.
Yeah, I mean, Icewind has got the pace on that, but he's you know, not being able to reduce. You know, he's got to pull away by about 10 seconds at the end of the race anyway. But he is catching and could put a nail in the you know, Copy's position here. But we'll see how it turns out at the end. But wow, pretty much just increasing that gap lap by lap. It's not much now, but with 3 to go, it's safe to say, unless he makes a mistake, it's one. And I'm only doing that for viewership, maybe to make it more exciting. But he deserves, at the minute, he deserves, you know, what he's done is to be able to get, you know, a lead that much. He deserves it. But anyway, this battle for the podium is getting pretty intense. But by looking at it, Hugo's is kind of teetering on the edge. He will get P3 as it stays as it is, but he is dropping back, which is, you know, the only thing that he's got to be aware of, because
Oh, wide line by Copy, and I think Icewind is gonna go into provisional. Well, I mean he's gonna go into P3 here, but he's got the penalties. How many does he have? I think it's 2. Right?
Icewind, yeah, I think it's 2. Sorry, I'll check the penalties so you don't have to jump on the thing. Icewind's penalties. He's got Icewind has got 1, 2, yeah, 2 penalties. He's got 6 seconds worth of penalties. But I think Hugo's is actually Hugo's will finish on the podium, but
Where?
he's just P3. He's just
Yeah.
It looks like he's a bit out of reach of Julian at the minute in terms of where he is and his pace, as Julian is just ahead of him by that little much. But we'll see. We've got 2 laps to go. Anything can happen in that time, but you know, it's for what we want. But anyway, let's get onto it as Copy now. Just gradually getting into the slipstream of Jensen. Look, Icewind getting again in the nail of Julian, and the Icewind's reverse strategy is worked out beautifully. His eyes, after binning it in quali, he's caught up to them like really well, and it's not a bad thing. But again, Hugo, it's just Hugo's. He's dropping a little bit back too much each time. But this is the main battle on track at the minute because everyone's actually spaced out top 10.
I thought Icewind was gonna spin there, but he holds on early on traction, or I mean. Early on traction, he almost ran out of traction there with the half spin as they go to lap over speed, and you can see how much. I mean, you can visibly see in every single corner how much more grip Icewind has. It's almost painful to watch.
I was gonna say Julian. It doesn't matter what tire he's on. The car's always been kicking out in that turn.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that turn specifically, but if Julian is gonna be attacked by Icewind here, maybe they have a little bit of a scrap, and Julian could be thrown a little off by that, and maybe Hugos gets in. So it's not done between Julian and Hugos for P2 yet.
Yeah, I'm having to calculate the gap because.
Right.
Yeah. Basco Dino retires.
Yeah, Bascadinho retires, but now we're potentially gonna see a move for P2. No, Icewind is not quite ahead of Julian. He's gonna be in the DRS once again, but he's not getting closer. Much more ERS in the battery of Julian. So I think. Oh wait, are we in the? I'm confused. Never mind. This is not the last one.
Lap 34.
That's because Mad Mike is a lap ahead, so we've actually got 2 more laps.
I mean, like, it says Ocean Chief is in P10 at the minute, but because Bascadino DNF'd, Ocean Chief actually moved up into P9.
Oh boy.
So, I mean, Bascadino, he's kind of just ruined it for Chief there. He's because he's going to actually get, you know, 1-digit number instead of 2, but...
Where's Mad Mike? Maybe Mad Mike is out of Ocean, and maybe Mad Mike is going to pick up that position.
Where is Mad Mike?
He is behind a Ferrari, I think, which is the one of Danico, so he's in P9.
Ocean
Or
Chief
is it? No,
technically.
it's not. No, it's
Ocean
overspeed.
Chief. Where the frick is Mad Mike then on track? I've honestly lost track.
Matt Mike is behind overspeed on track, but I don't know what position that put him in. I guess it's behind the bunch. But onto the main straight for the last time. It is Iceman versus Julian, and Iceman is gonna move to the inside. Julian not really looking defensive. He is probably aware of the fact that he can't lose any time here if he wants to stay close. Because right now, as of now, it would be the position.
Oh, it's goes! Blocked him. I thought that he gone flying then.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah, for now. So for now, Yugos has got the position. Well, Mad Mike technically wins this race, but that was certainly not legit. I mean, that was just a bug. So Wow still in the lead. But I think right now Yugos has got P2 if he doesn't make a mistake.
Yeah, I'm just having a look at it. I'm just trying to get his times, but I'm sorry, he's got time. Or I wanted the interview. Sorry, and gap leader. So Hugo's. Yes, Hugo's at the moment.
Oh.
Yeah, he will get it. He will get P2 at
He's
the moment.
2 seconds behind Julian, and that is incredible. But what has also been incredible is the drive of Wow, and he goes across the line. He's beaten everyone today, well, except Mad Mike, lol. So Wow comes across, he takes victory, and now Iceman follows, but he's got penalties. Julian for P2 for the moment, but now Yugos will go across, and he takes P2 in an amazing drive by the Japanese driver. Julian edges out Copy after a very fierce battle, and Iceman comes home in P5. Popo Gamer P6, Light Cruiser P7, and then it's gonna be Danico. And somewhere Mad Mike is in this. And actually Chief has been squeezed off the... No, I think Chief is in P10 because of Mad Mike. So,
Yeah.
that's that.
I mean, I was looking to leave that lobby, but I've got stuck. But yeah, well, Wow and Hugo's a great to drive by them two to actually get onto the podium. But as we see, the actual legit winner, Mad Mike, he finished 49 seconds. Wow, congratulations to Wow 125 on winning, and Hugo's and for finishing the top 2 star. I can't remember who finished P3 for us. We'll see in a moment.
It's Julian.
But yeah, I mean, congratulations to Julian. But I was going to say, we're going to see US 2017 where Raikkonen and Verstappen had to be switched around at the last moment for the podium. But,
I am sorry, Mad Mike. This is my podium. Go home.
But as we see the actual result, Wow 125 finishing first, Hugo second, Julian Copy 5th, Iceman 6th, Popo 7th, Flight Cruiser 8th. Yeah, that's pretty much it for now, I believe. So anyway.
So now we're at that painful point we are at every single week, and that is going to be picking a driver of the day. I am.
Wow.
I'm gonna.
Sorry, go.
I'm gonna have a look at who we gave it to in the past, so making sure we're not giving it out to the same person over and over again.
I was gonna say, the rule is don't pick anyone who won a race, but I'm having to go with Wow again for that. So, well,
I think it's close. I mean, Wow and Yugos have both gained.
I'd actually go Hugo's for the driver of the day. I won't lie, I'll go for Hugo's. He kept that gap brilliantly. I know Wow won the race, but Hugo's did that much of a, great recovery. I would go for, it's either Wow or Hugo's to driver.
I will have to agree, I think. Yugos did a really good job today. He started only in P6 and he came home in P2. A very consistent drive. He didn't make the mistakes.
Oh.
Sorry, not yet. He didn't make the mistakes those out of him made in terms of penalties, so he deserves that P2 in my opinion. And I mean, Wow got rewarded with 25 points, so I think he's gonna get over Yugos getting driver of the day. And well, I mean, we'll get his take, I think. Oh, we actually have both of them here, but I think let's start with Wow. Yeah, that was a great drive. You finished at the end. You finished 7 seconds up the road, but in the first stint it wasn't that clear yet. How was the first stint with all the fighting, and how did you manage it?
To the start, it was pretty fun. I thought my race started a bit. Probably got past me, but yeah, driving behind doesn't make me feel so confident. So I really brake a little bit earlier than usual to not hit them. But the fighting was pretty exciting. We were sometimes for the first sector, if I remember correctly, and yeah, as soon as I got past, oh no, he went for the early pit stop, right?
Yeah,
So
I think, sorry.
Yeah, I'm getting an impression you might be using telecom internet.
Well, I mean,
yeah,
You're
you
like,
can
are
hear-
you actually?
no,
Oh.
not really good.
You're lagging a little bit as well.
I was gonna say I thought it was
Sorry.
mine. I thought it was mine
No,
going.
it's. Yeah, I'm sorry. I think I would just like jump you for a second, go to you guys. Maybe your internet has calmed down in like a few
Yeah.
minutes or something. So like maybe your internet recovers. But stay here, please. Sorry. So let's quickly move on to you guys, because it was really tough to understand Bao for me. Yeah, how was that race for you? You started from P6 and then, I mean, you just drove on your own really, and the gaps were coming down as the others were fighting, and in the end, suddenly boop, and you went P2. So yeah, how did that feel?
Yeah, when I extended my first medium stint, I was very surprised that Julian and Copy were like that close ahead of me still. And then they just kept battling, and I was like, oh, this could be good if they get penalties, and then they got penalties. I was like, my heart just like, yeah, it went crazy, because I was like, I was one warning away from a penalty with 10 lap scale or something.
The 180
Yeah.
heart rate every time through turn 4. Been there. So yeah, did you know that? I mean, when you came across the line, I imagine you would have checked the penalty of just Copy it, but were you actually aware that you were gonna get P2 because Julian also had one? Or did it come as a
Yeah,
surprise?
Tryon was telling me that Julian had
The dank race engineer. So yeah,
Can I just?
Adam.
I was gonna say, did I may have kind of said some advice to let through. Did he just overtake you, or did Triton actually say as well to let Ice win through? I think
You guys?
it's you go.
What? Sorry.
Adam,
I said
repeat
it.
the question.
I said, did Triton give any advice on letting Ice win? Did Ice win just overtake?
No, I was just like, I'm gonna let Ice win through just because I'm hoping that he would battle Julian and Copy. So.
Yeah.
It worked out pretty well in the end. So yeah, next week is Spa. How do you like that track? Are you looking forward to it? Do you think you can maybe sneak yourself onto the podium once again? Hello.
Hopefully.
Do you like the track, or is it more?
It's one of my better tracks, but I'm guessing all the others are a lot quicker. So.
Well, I mean, you never know. Good to hear. We could try on Bao's internet once again, I think.
We can, I guess.
Oh yeah, it sounds good. It sounds good. I was you were talking about the first stint earlier. I only heard half of it, to be honest.
I can put it in short. So I bottled the start, let Kobe so Kobe could get by. Then I had a really good battle with Kobe and Julian, which was really entertaining. And yeah, then Kobe went for the early pit stop on lap 11. But I knew that my mediums were still in pretty good condition, so I went for the overcut, and I was pretty confident that it was working, so or that it was gonna work out, and in the end it did. And as soon as I got past, I wanted to get a gap gap bigger than 1 second. So he's out of DRS, and I managed that during the first out lap. And yeah, from that on, I just pushed really hard for the first 3 laps to extend the gap even further because I had a penalty. But yeah, then I realized I was getting away quite fast, so I did it for the rest of the race, and yeah, managed to finish ahead 7 seconds or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it was impressive how he managed to actually jump those guys in the pits by that margin, because Julian actually jumped Copy from doing that, so it was really impressive how you managed to do that. So, but anyway, sorry, speaking of crazy racing, tank slappers, and great racing, is Mr. Julian there? Or is he? I don't think he is.
He's here.
Alright.
You're a bit quiet.
Right.
I didn't realize you were gonna interview me already because you were saying a lot of weird stuff, so I don't know, but whatever.
Hey.
Well, I was gonna say, get used to it. This has always been a weird commentary booth. Actually,
it's
I don't
true.
know. I was gonna say, what goes on here stays in here, even while technically we are broadcasting it to the entire world.
Yeah,
But,
because
Yeah, okay,
everyone's watching
just get
this.
in with it.
Anyways, on a more serious note, Julian, how did that race go for you? I mean, there's probably 2 components to it. On one hand, I mean, you managed to finish on the podium and ahead of Copy, which is who is your championship rival, so that must feel good. But on the other hand, you also finished in P3, and I like from talking to you in the past, I think you're normally very ambitious. So is it a little bit of a disappointment, or are you just happy that you managed to beat Copy?
I mean, I went into this race with the mindset to finish ahead of him, so that's what I'm happy with. I knew I was probably gonna be on or just outside of the podium, so it's good for me to get P3. But there could have been a lot more in this race because I got held up massively a lot of times, mainly by battling with WoW and Copy, so that really annoyed me in the race because, I mean, they don't have to let people by, but at least speed up a bit and don't defend like an idiot, because that's what they did. So that really annoyed me. But yeah, in the end I finished out of Copy, so that's what matters for me at the moment. So other than that, it's a decent race still. And I'm looking forward to Belgium next week.
yeah, I mean,
Did you just intentionally steal my standard question I keep for everyone? I'm asking everyone about how they feel about the next track. You just stole my question.
Well, I knew it was coming up, so I thought I'd answer it.
Well, I was gonna say, it's like the
You're way
scene.
too predictable.
I was
No,
gonna say, it's not
it's
the.
good.
It's like the scene from The Simpsons where Homer's got a load of, flashcards, and he's on stage, and then
I'm too young for that, man. I don't know.
What? I was gonna say maybe. Oh, actually, you wasn't born in this millennium. Oh, God. Oh yeah, you are. But yeah, it's like that. Actually, I actually can't think of a question as well, so I can't really say anything. Okay. Oh, actually, that's what I was gonna ask.
I ask it every week because it works, Julian. Normally it does. Adam,
Copy
go
isn't
ahead.
happy with
You were gonna say something, Adam.
I was not gonna say anything, but actually, I am
Okay,
tired
so
after.
as Adam derails in the background, I would like to thank the 3 of you for being here in the interview channel, and also congratulate the 3 of you on your respective podium positions. Also wish you good luck for Spa next week, and before we round off the broadcast, I still got a video to play of like 3 minutes for the cystic fibrosis tournament that is gonna be on in, I think, half an hour. It's gonna be. It's gonna.
That's what I'm sorry, I was derailing because I have to be commentating in half an hour again.
Yeah. You're gonna see. You're gonna see Adam, who's hopefully back on track when it comes to talking, because he's gonna commentate that first heat, that Group 8's tournament with 76 drivers, and the 20 quickest move on to a finale. at around 23 CT, which is gonna be commentated by myself, and we've got, I mean, yeah, check it out and maybe donate something. We're collecting donations for the Cystic Fibrosis Trust Fund, I think it's called, and yeah, cystic fibrosis, of course, being, a lung disease, which, the donations go towards research against that one, but all of that is gonna be in the promotional video I'm gonna play for you now as well, so stick around for that. So, yeah, that has been that promotional video for the tournament. That is gonna go live on EGL in 30 minutes. We've got 4 groups with 4 pairs of commentators and 4 lineups of very quick drivers, and I think it's gonna be a banger, really. And yeah, please check in, support the stream, and maybe leave a donation for the Cystic Fibrosis Trust Fund. Also, thanks for watching the SLR race. I really enjoyed that. I hope you did as well. And yeah, check back in next week for the next SLR race. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.